In a world where giants still walked the earth, their footsteps shaping valleys and their breath stirring the winds, where magic was not a forgotten art, but a living presence woven into the fabric of existence, and where the whispers of ancient spirits echoed through the trees, there existed a delicate balance between the forces of nature and the creatures that inhabited it. This was a time when the boundaries between the mortal and the mystical were thin, when the stars themselves seemed closer, and when the fate of the world rested on the choices of a few. The giants, though immense in stature, were not always wise, and their actions often had unforeseen consequences, disrupting the harmony of the land. It was in this world, teeming with both wonder and peril, that our story begins, a story of unlikely friendship, of overcoming prejudice, and of the power of unity in the face of adversity. The sun begins its ascent, painting the sky with hues of gold and rose, a promise of a new day and a new beginning, even in this ancient and often unforgiving world. An elephant, wise and patient, his tusks gleaming like ivory in the morning light, and a bear, strong and fiercely independent, his fur the color of the earth itself, met at the crossroads of destiny. They approached from different paths, their journeys shaped by different experiences, their perspectives colored by different histories. The elephant, a creature of the savannah, carried the weight of generations of knowledge and understanding, his every step deliberate and measured. The bear, a denizen of the forest, embodied the spirit of the wild, his movements unpredictable and his instincts sharp. Their meeting was not accidental, but rather a convergence orchestrated by the forces that governed their world, a moment of reckoning that would determine the fate of their respective kingdoms and perhaps the world beyond. The air crackled with unspoken tension, the weight of expectation hanging heavy between them.
Let us walk together, Bear. The world is changing and so must we. The old ways are fading, the ancient alliances are crumbling, and the future demands a new kind of understanding. We can no longer afford to remain isolated in our own domains, clinging to outdated prejudices and fears. The challenges that lie ahead are too great for any one of us to face alone. We must learn to bridge the gaps that divide us, to embrace our differences, and to forge a new path forward, together. My wisdom and your strength combined could create a force capable of withstanding any storm. Consider the possibilities, Bear. Consider the future we could build together.
Together, your promises are sealed with claws. Your kind has always sought to dominate, to control, to impose your will upon others. I have seen the destruction you leave in your wake, the forests you trample, the rivers you divert. Your words may sound sweet, but your actions speak louder. How can I trust you, elephant, when your history is stained with the blood of my ancestors? How can I believe in your promises of unity when all I have ever known is conflict and betrayal? The scars of the past run deep, and they cannot be easily erased by empty words. Show me, elephant, that you are truly different. Show me that you are worthy of my trust.
You speak of trust as if it were a coin, easily exchanged, readily available. Here in this world, it must be earned like fire in the cold, painstakingly gathered, carefully nurtured, and fiercely protected. Trust is not a gift to be given freely, but a bond to be forged through shared experience, through mutual respect, and through unwavering loyalty. It is a fragile thing, easily broken, and once shattered, difficult to repair. Elephant, you must prove your sincerity. Bear, you must open your heart to the possibility of change. Only then can trust begin to blossom between you, like a rare flower in the barren landscape of your distrust. Look beyond the surface, beyond the prejudices of the past, and see the potential for good that lies within each other.
The winds of the world gathered, swirling around them like a living entity, each carrying a message from the ancient spirits, whispers of forgotten prophecies, and echoes of destinies yet to be fulfilled. The trees swayed in unison, their leaves rustling like the voices of ancestors, imparting wisdom and guidance to those who would listen. The very air thrummed with energy, a palpable sense of anticipation, as if the world itself was holding its breath, waiting for the elephant and the bear to make their choice. Visions flickered before their eyes, glimpses of a future both bright and bleak, a future shaped by their decisions, a future where unity could bring salvation or division could lead to ruin. The animals of the forest, sensing the momentous occasion, gathered at the edge of the crossroads, their eyes wide with wonder and apprehension.
Each of you carries a kingdom in your heart, a realm of dreams and aspirations, of hopes and fears, of strengths and weaknesses. But only together can you carry the world forward. Only by uniting your individual kingdoms can you create a world worthy of your descendants. The challenges that lie ahead are too great for any one kingdom to overcome alone. You must learn to share your resources, to pool your talents, and to support each other in times of need. The fate of the world rests not on the shoulders of a single hero, but on the collective strength of all its inhabitants. Embrace your differences, for they are your greatest asset. Learn from each other, for knowledge is the key to progress. And above all, trust each other, for trust is the foundation of any lasting alliance.
Beneath their feet, where only moments before there had been nothing but overgrown weeds and forgotten stones, a hidden trail slowly revealed itself, glowing with an ethereal light, beckoning them forward into the unknown. It was a path unseen by mortal eyes, a path forged by the convergence of destinies, a path that represented a new beginning, a new hope, a new way forward. The air around the path shimmered with magic, a tangible manifestation of the potential that lay within. The animals gasped in awe, their eyes fixed on the glowing trail, their hearts filled with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. This was not a path for the faint of heart, but a path for those who dared to dream, for those who dared to believe in the possibility of a better world.
What if we made a new path? What if we abandoned the old ways, the well-trodden roads that have led only to conflict and division? What if we dared to venture into the unknown, to forge our own destiny, to create a world where peace and harmony reign supreme? This path, this hidden trail, represents an opportunity, a chance to break free from the shackles of the past and to build a brighter future for all. It will not be easy, Bear. There will be obstacles to overcome, challenges to face, and sacrifices to be made. But if we walk together, if we support each other, if we never lose sight of our goal, then we can achieve anything.
A fifth path. I have only ever known of 4 paths: the paths of my ancestors, the paths of tradition, the paths of war and survival. A fifth path. It is unheard of. It is intriguing, but also dangerous. What lies at the end of this path, Elephant? What sacrifices will it demand? What price will we have to pay? I am wary of the unknown, of the promises that shimmer like mirages in the desert. But I am also weary of the old ways, of the endless cycle of conflict and despair. Perhaps it is time to consider a new path.
And so, they stepped forward, the elephant and the bear, together onto the hidden trail, leaving behind the familiar paths of the past and venturing into the uncharted territory of the future. Not knowing where the path would lead, what challenges they would face, or what sacrifices they would have to make. Only knowing that they wouldn't walk it alone, that they had each other and that together they could overcome any obstacle, conquer any fear, and create a world where peace and harmony would finally prevail. The animals followed, their hearts filled with hope, their eyes fixed on the path ahead, their destinies intertwined with those of the elephant and the bear.